Hey everyone and welcome to Stryder Hearthstone. I put out new Battlegrounds videos every week with hero guides, new hero reviews, and crazy game moments. So stay up to date by hitting that subscribe button down below and the bell to turn on notifications. So playing a game as Raf here, and elementals are in the game and dragons are not, so I decided to take a gamble and sell my token and use my hero power on turn 1 in hopes I can kill something from Lich King.
I'm rooting for you.
So the gamble paid off and now we got a pretty good start in the game.
You're doing great out there. Your minions really pulled their weight. That one might make all the difference. I think you can win this thing. Your minions really pulled their weight.
Freezing this elemental here because I'm most likely just going to be tearing up for the next 2 turns and using my hero power, and because elemental is such a hot minion in the early rounds, there's a decent chance I'm hoping that I can steal one from someone, either the elemental itself or the token that comes out of the elemental, in which case I'll have a triple into tier 5 or tier 6. So no such luck from Lich King, however I'll freeze it for another round because I am fighting Wagtoggle and she most likely has some buffed up tier 1 minions.
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
So I'm at 33 health, so I'm going to be a little bit greedy here and hold on to the pair instead of refreshing the board to buy a tier 4 minion.
I think you can win this thing.
So since I got the golden minion in my hand, I'm going to tier up and discover a tier 6 minion. If I get something good, it'll carry me through the next fight and I'll be on tier 5. I was tempted for that deflect just because I got 2 resets for it on my board, but you know what, I'm on tier 5 and I got 2 pairs on my board. Let's roll and see what I can find.
Exactly what you were looking for.
And with a little high roll, I now have 2 Imp Mamas on turn 7. Sorry, Millhouse. If I wanted to, I could sell the 4/4 elemental to use my hero power, but I really don't think I can get something from Millhouse better than the 4/4 elemental anyways. So Maev just tiered to 5, and you know what? I'm pretty ridiculously strong for a turn 8 board, so I'm going to tier to 6. So I have no idea what kind of board Maev is running, and he might have some Divine Shields, so I decided to sell 3 minions and pick up that 1/3 unstable ghoul. It'll break any Divine Shields that Maev has, and it'll also summon 2 demons from my Imp Mamas, which have a reasonable chance of being stat-wise better than the 3 minions I'm selling right now. In hindsight, I probably could have not used my hero power and just sold 2 minions instead to do the strategy, but this ended up kind of being a last-minute decision.
Everyone's gunning for you. Watch out. Your minions really pulled their weight.
So I have a Golden Imp Mama by turn 9, which is pretty sweet, but at this point I really don't have a direction for my board yet, so I'm picking up the Dread Admiral Eliza because maybe I could transition to a pirate board, but worst case scenario, it's still a 2/1 buff to my entire board.
Go big or go home, I always say.
And I'll keep the 1/3 around for another turn because Lich King also doesn't have a clearly defined board, so the same thing that worked on Maev might work on Lich King again.
You got this. You're way ahead. Your minions really pulled their weight.
So it's turn 10, and I don't have that many different tribes on my board, so Light Fang is probably too slow for my case, but Bran is definitely good enough. If I can find a couple of buff cards, I can definitely play Bran Menagerie.
That'll do some damage. Who knows what secrets will uncover? You're down a minion and up a gold. Safety restrictions offline. Engaged. You got this. You're way ahead. Your minions really pulled their weight.
With Lil Ragnaros on the board, I should have sold the Dread Admiral Eliza before playing the Amalgadon, but it worked out okay. being a bit greedy here by putting my cleave as my third attacker. It's got a divine shield and it's also got a decent amount of HP, so I'm gambling on the fact that it's not going to get sniped and killed before it gets a chance to attack. And by putting it in that third position, I'm much more likely to get a lot of value out of the cleave because it's a lot harder for the enemy to play around or play against a cleave minion in the third attack position. It's way easier to play against a first attacker cleave or a second attacker cleave, because you can just have one minion taunted on the side of your board and something beside it that you don't care about too much.
Nice work out there. Keep up the pressure.
Now, against Galakrond and his full board of elementals, it's a little bit of a different story. Galakrond is much more likely to have things such as Divine Shield Magadons, so I want my cleave as my first attacker to go in there, break those Divine Shields, so that my poisons can go in afterwards, and kill those Amalgadons and things like 200 health Lieutenant Guards. So with 2 Imp Mamas by turn 7 and a Golden Imp Mama by turn 9, this was one of my most high roll games. If you've had something just as high roll or just as crazy happen in your games recently, let me know down in the comments below, as I want to hear your stories. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below, and I'll see you next time in the Battlegrounds.